Keep playing.
Welcome back to another episode of Eagles Weekly. Here are your hosts, Brett, Haas, Mac, and Jack. How we feeling, fellas?
How we feeling, fellas? Not too fucking good, Haas. Not too good.
We need a second intro for days like this, or it's not
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, not
we need more of like a PA, like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Eagles Weekly Podcast.
Yeah.
Like super sad boy.
I'm not doing the introduction for this one. This is episode 37, brought to you by Eagles Shop. Make sure to head on over to Eagles Shop. We got new Fighting Eagle merch or Running Eagle merch. So, get on over there, get you some stuff. Support the podcast, support the site, support us. I don't know. I don't know. Just go buy some stuff and support us, for Christ's sake. I shouldn't have to beg. Just go do it. Yeah, so first of all, I just saw the thumbnail for the YouTube. That is fucking hilarious. That's good. Mac, you are absolutely bawling. You're just about bawling your eyes out.
My favorite AI artist, Mac.
Yeah, you are clearly upset. And then
we've been dishing out the designs, man. I talk about obviously Eagles Shop launching the new Eagle logo at the worst timing possible between two horrible double-digit collapses on a bye week. So if you have any heart to support us boys, please do, but I totally understand if you don't.
Agreed.
Yeah. But that's where we're at, Brett.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, buddy. Real quick, this is where the sausage is made, folks. We're taking. Oh, there it is. I got it. Never mind. Yeah. So this sucks, dude. Like, this actually, like, very much just sucks. Nothing is good. All is bad. There's not a lot. Is there any positives to take out of something like this? Because from my perspective, like, I'm saying no. Like, it doesn't look good. The schedule's getting harder. The fan base is in absolute chaos now. It's just all facets of the world are just like coming down on us. It's tough. It's tough out there.
Yeah, we're just not a serious program yet, and I'm hesitant to say even yet because we're just not a serious program, and like, you can't lose. Like, you going out of the Michigan State game, you're like, okay, tough game, you win some, you lose some.
I think, are we losing them? Is this our time to shine, Jack?
It's absolutely insane. So,
yeah, Mac, we didn't get any of that.
Oh, sorry. Did you guys lose me there?
No, just verbatim repeat exactly what you just said.
No, we're not. It's like, sorry, I got some crazy Wi-Fi issues right now. I'm on my hotspot.
No, you're good.
But like, it's just, we're not a serious program. Apparently I don't have serious Wi-Fi, so it just all fits in. Yeah, it's just
not a serious podcast, not a serious program.
You can't lose to Stanford. You can't lose to Cal. You can't do all these things. And so I don't know where we go from here. And I feel so wrong about this program because, like, going into the season, we had all this hope. I thought I had a good gauge on where it was. I've never been more wrong. So to be honest, you tell me, folks, in the comments what the hell's going on with this program, because I've just missed on every single thing. I don't really know what's going on. I have seen no evidence of them changing either. All I hear is we have to learn how to not lose. Well, to be honest, you lost that game like 3, 4, 5 different ways at 4 or 5 different points, and you just couldn't find a way to win.
I'd
you're
say that's
finding
putting
every
it
single
lightly,
way to
Mac.
lose.
Mac, I would say
you're
that's
just
putting it.
losers.
I would say that's putting it like, I would say 4 or 5 times is putting it kindly from you. Like we talked about it. We talked about it off air over the phone earlier. There's like eight different reasons why they lost that game.
You're up 14-0. You have double digits. You lose the lead. You're up at halftime. You lose the lead. You take the lead back late in the game. You lose the lead. You had first and goal from the 5-yard line. Can't score. Drop the pass. Can't score again. Interception. You lost the game 7 times.
That's 4 times, like just in terms of like lead changes. And then like let's not forget the dropped interception, the PI on 4th and 11. Yes, the touchdown that was called back at the end, the interception. So like you're like, that's like eight times.
That's what I'm
Jack,
saying.
I just
though.
saw you forgot about that, didn't you?
The 4th and long PI was so brutal, man. Like I treat it out. Like I have no idea how true this is. I've never been part of like a serious football program, like personally. So, but I just said penalties seem to reflect the coaching of a football team. And last year, all else considered, we were a very disciplined football team. Like we were one of the least penalized teams in football.
Yeah,
I didn't see any of that yesterday. Like I'm trying to find the stat. Yeah, 15 penalties for 109 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Against at home, coming off a bye week, you just can't have that. Like,
can't have anything of what we saw. Like, can't.
No, like what did they even do over the bye week? They talked on the broadcast like, oh yeah, they scrimmaged and you know you normally see guys resting, but no, these guys scrimmaged over the bye week. They were not happy after Stanford. Well, what do they do? Like, what do they work on? I mean, maybe I guess they established the run at least, and the day they established the run is the day they run it the least amount of times in their first 4 games. Like.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man.
I was like dumbfounded watching that game. Like you have Turbo Richard having the best game of his career.
Best game.
And you're just throwing the ball 37, 40 times with Dylan Lonergan when he obviously doesn't have it. He had 2 interceptions. He probably could have had like 3 or 4. Like he had he had a lot of turnover worthy plays. Like he didn't have it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He had timeout on the 5-yard line to win the game. Give Turbo the ball. He's averaging 11 yards a carry.
And you have a timeout in your pocket too.
Yeah. You don't have to run a fire drill. You don't have to run up and spike it. Just give him a carry at the goal line. Is it that hard?
When your back is putting up A.J. Dillon numbers, you hand it off to A.J. Dillon. So I don't know what the hell we're doing.
Do either of you remember how much I know when they ran the play to Reed Harris, which fine, like you want to try that, fine. But then on second, how much?
Like he almost had it.
How much time was left on the clock? How much time was left on the clock after that play? Like 18 seconds or something?
20 seconds, right?
20 seconds.
Yeah.
So you're telling me, okay, so you run. Okay, so let's just say you run the ball. You get stuffed. You call a timeout. There's like maybe 13 seconds left, 12 seconds left.
Yeah, probably more, honestly. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. So you could still feasibly run 2 plays at the end zone from there, right?
Yeah.
Like,
easily.
You could run like 2 passing plays after. I didn't understand. Like, as soon as he dropped back in my head, I was like, no.
Right. All Patriots fans understand that on the other end, dude. We all understand that. It's the exact same situation. Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl. We're on the other end of that. But, I mean, your back just, like, has been tearing up all game. All you had to do was hand it off. And we just got Malcolm Butlered by Cal. That's what happened. So
it kind of like tells me that like you don't understand your personnel, because it's like, you know, I get the fact that like he wants like a pass heavy offense, but it's like, my guy, you have a running back absolutely like unstoppable up to this point. He had a $170 on 16 carries. So you would think you have a struggling quarterback, a hot running back. Let's go with the running back. And even before that, even before they got down to the 5-yard line, like Turbo, that whole second half should have been Turbo Richardson. Turbo Richardson should have had 30 carries. Jordan McDonald should have had 15 himself. That's like the fact that they still wound up throwing the ball 37 times. Like that's
the type of play. Can I just say something? That's the type of play that you call only if you have like a 3-4 year starter at quarterback.
Sure.
You don't have Matt Ryan back there. You have a first year starter.
You have 04. You have 04 Matt Ryan out there.
Yeah, who threw a bunch of interceptions. He's still developing. And like honestly, you can't even put that on Larnagin. He's still if you have a guy all these weapons around him, help him out, make his job easier. Don't make him drop back with the game on the line, on the 5-yard line, to throw it over the middle. It doesn't like I don't know. That I don't want to get too deep into that.
Did you guys see who was like painfully wide open on that interception?
I didn't know. Who was it?
Was it Reed going across?
Reed Harris was painfully wide open. Like
I saw that
disgustingly, just right there. And you know,
3 more plays to go right back to him after he dropped.
Yeah, and like that's it happens. Whatever, he didn't see him, but it's just like shit like that. It just makes you just want to bash your head against the wall because it was like it's right there. It was right.
But then
there.
again, can I just say that's on the coaches because he's a first-year starter. Like honestly, he probably was thinking as a freshman, "Oh, I got to throw in the end zone. I got to throw in the end zone." But like. Honestly, you didn't have to. You still had a timeout. Even if you throw it over the middle to Reed and he doesn't get in the end zone, you still have that timeout. But, like, again, you can't put that all on the shoulders of a first-year starter to know all that. Like, he's still learning all the situations. And, again, situational football, what we heard all offseason. Situational football, situational football.
How about
situational football?
How about I even have I quote tweeted one of his quotes. Graham Dietz, who does a great job covering BC as well for BC Sports Illustrated, but he does like a phenomenal job of literally just kind of posting the quotes. And one of his quotes, O'Brien on the officiating at the end of the game continued. It was a horrendously officiated game. Side note, no, the fuck it wasn't. So the clock was running there. It was like there were all kinds of things going on. I just thought it was brutal, but that's not why we lost, end quote. And I quote tweeted it and wrote, there were all kinds of things going on. And it's like, so basically situational football and you weren't prepared. Like that's what it tells me is that this is just situational stuff. There was all these things going on. Like you should have been ready and able to know exactly what the heck was going on. You're at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
There's under
to be
30
honest,
seconds left.
Yeah. Buddy, this is the situation. Like this is it.
Sorry.
You just said it.
Sorry.
If you don't know what's going on, how do you expect your players to know what's going on? Like if you're admitting, I don't know what's going on, your players clearly don't know what the hell is going on either.
And here's the other thing too, is like, he got down to the 5-yard line and thank God at that time, like got out of bounds. He single-handedly by going out of bounds saved you a timeout. Like that was all. It ended up being all for naught because you like the one thing that I absolutely hate, and it's a bit of a rear view mirror type of thing when you look back, but it's like, how the hell can you leave a timeout in your pocket like that? Like that, we harp on it about Earl Grant all the time, but it's like in a 3-point or whatever it was, 4-point football game at the 5-yard line with under 30 seconds to go, first down, you have a timeout left. Like that timeout is worth the entire team's weight in gold at that point. Like that is a massive thing to have. And it just was not like they didn't utilize or take advantage of any of the, like Cal was giving them every single advantage. And I don't want to hear about the refs. Refs are refs.
Yes, thank you, Brett. Thank you for saying that quote though, because like if you know at the end he says, well, that's not the reason we lost. Well, then don't bring it up after you lost.
Right.
Don't bring up the refs.
Point blank. Do not bring it up then. If it's like, I want to hear why you lost.
Yeah, I don't care about what you did, like what you think you didn't make you lose the game. I mean, why are you bringing up the refs, man? Like, why are you bringing up it's so the last 3 games. It's not even like them. It is them losing, which is the number one thing which we're upset with. But it's also how they're losing. It's the heads down at Stanford. It's the body language at home with a full crowd there. You got the city of Boston to get behind a 1-2 team to sell out a crowd against Cal, and you can't show up.
And it was
And then
mostly
after the
BC
game,
fans. Like it's not like it was. It's not
Yeah.
like it was Cal
It's
fans
not like-
that filled up that
no.
stadium. It was.
You don't
it was
show up.
predominantly BC.
and then after the game, you're talking about the refs. Like, what are we talking about here? It's like we can't even lose with respect. We can't even lose being like this is fully our responsibility now. So it's like it's a frustrating thing for fans, and that's again what we're trying to get across here. But it's like, man, like where can you even go from here? It's like you have a coach that's admitting I didn't know what was going on there. I don't know what's causing the penalties. I have to figure that out. And then also bringing up the refs, which apparently had nothing to do with them losing, but immediately bringing them up after a loss. So, again, if you have a person at the top that doesn't know what's going on and is blaming things outside of his control, we have so many bigger issues here, like going forward.
Another reason why I like that quote is because Jack's a big don't blame the refs, don't put it on the refs type. Jack, you've always been don't try to use the refs as an excuse type of guy.
No, I mean the refs didn't allow like that. Whoever the fuck that tight end is wide open down the seam, like with a minute left. The refs didn't leave that guy open. Your defense did. And
Yeah, the refs dropped that interception pass, and the refs, of course, dropped that
the
ball.
the refs threw it across the middle into quadruple coverage when like he should have Lonergan should have known to just I don't have it. I'm just throwing this away.
You got two more plays after that.
Yeah.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what that kid's name is? By the way, the tight end that caught the fucking 51-yard touchdown on us. You want to know what his name is?
Oh, Mason Minnie. I have it here.
The stupidest name I've ever heard.
Mason Minnie.
That's a crazy name.
I wonder how many
he
has this year.
When you have a secondary that falls asleep, that type of name gets tutties on you. So,
dude, yeah, that's so bad. Yeah, I mean the refs didn't commit 15 penalties on your side.
Correct.
Like the refs didn't do that. You did that.
100%.
Oh, man.
Let's leave the ref talk.
That is like the Halfley FSU game level bad as far as penalties go, man.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna look that up now because I was curious, like where.
I think the FSU game was 18 penalties.
Yeah,
and that was a record. That was a BC record. So
yeah,
we
were up there.
Yeah, that was the third best in the country.
At home after a bye, after you just lost 2 games in a row.
What are we doing in practice? Like, what are we cleaning up? Because remember how like that was the big thing too. It's like, oh, we have a lot to clean up. What did
I truly can't tell you. I truly can't tell you because now I don't have access to practices. So honestly, I can only go by the evidence I see on Saturdays now. And what I'm seeing on Saturdays is it's getting worse. They're finding even more ways to lose games. They're falling asleep, on the field. They're unfocused. Their head coach knows less of what's going on, it seems, in the pressers. I only can go by what is said after the games and what's done on the field. And what you're seeing now is just like we don't know what's going on. I don't think the coaches know what's going on. And no one knows what's going on. So
I got a little bit of a self plug here, but I have a tweet that I would like us to discuss. Hold on. We'll send it to the computer and then I'll post it here for us to absolutely tear apart and dive into, because I feel like this is a storyline that suddenly is becoming very prominent. Hold on a second. And I know, and you both probably know what I'm already talking about, but the viewers don't yet, but they're going to see it. All right. Also great style by me here. It took me a while. I did this with before Cal even scored the touchdown. because I just felt it, man. Like I felt like they were going to lose that game.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what BC fan did feel.
So like
no BC fan felt confident.
I look like the first three are from 2024, right? Like the Missouri game, the UVA game, which Tommy imploded in the second half, and the Louisville game, which, again, Tommy like imploded in the second half. So I've been like correlating all those meltdowns to Tommy, and I'm like, man, if we had Grayson starting these games, probably would have won, or won 2 of them or something, this or that. But then you look at back-to-back weeks this season, like Tommy's gone. Like the whole the Tommy thing is done. And shout out to Tommy for losing last week. That was awesome on his behalf too.
I will say, I thought that was a catch. The one they called not a touchdown. I thought that was a catch.
Could have been.
Yeah, good for UVA. Legendary field storm there.
Yeah, that was it. That was a great
insane storm. Yeah, that field storm was awesome.
But what this tells me is not only like he's susceptible to giving up these like pretty sizable leads, you'd say, right? Like a 14-3 lead, a 14-0, a 20-0, a 17-6, and a 14-0 lead. Like those are pretty good leads. Like you feel pretty freaking good about those. Like you think like, all right, we're really going to run them out the building, and B, like they're not going to be able to overcome that deficit. All 5 of those games, they did overcome that deficit. And like what that tells me is that the play calling, it's almost like they're like turtling and like trying to protect that lead instead of like continuing to go after these teams' jugulars and like really blow them the F out. Like how does a 14-0 lead against Cal turn into back-to-back drives for Cal? 12 yards and 14 yards. There was like 5 penalties on that second drive that kept it alive. But 12 play drive to score a touchdown, then a 14-play drive to score a touchdown. Back-to-back long-ass drives. In the middle, BC went, like 3 and out? Or they like – I don't even remember. That doesn't even really matter to this. But they can't protect a lead. Like the coaching staff makes 0 adjustments from there. Like, I don't know if they don't have like this like instinctive like go for the kill type of thing, or if they're kind of just like resting and chill, looking to chill on this lead, thinking that, we scored a touchdown on the opening drive and just had a interception on theirs. Like we're really gonna whoop their ass today, so like we can kind of chill. Cal came right back. That 14-0 lead turned into a 14-14 game real quick.
I think, Brett, the disturbing thing, and you wrote this at the end, it's become a disturbing pattern. From the fan perspective, like you already know this like pattern. Like this was a pattern under Hafley, Adazio. This was a thing where you went up big. Remember Hafley?
This was a pattern under Bill O'Brien as well. Because remember when he played the Chiefs in the playoffs? Like this. I'm just saying. Like Like it's been a pattern here, but it's also a pattern with him.
No, that's what I'm saying though. It's like for the fan perspective though, it was going into this being like, remember those games against Clemson, Hafley being up huge at halftime and losing. Fans thought with Bill coming in here, and maybe we thought very wrongly, based on the evidence you just brought, is that we're gonna stop having these WTF losses, these losses that just like come out of nowhere, or these epic collapses when you're up huge, and everything has been the opposite of that. Again, 5 out of the 16 games, double-digit losses, losing. Bill O'Brien, you thought, we're going to finally stop being 6-6 every year. Well, now he has a losing record at Boston College. So, like, I think that is the most disturbing thing for fans, is that with Bill coming in here, there was, like, more than hope under Hafley. It was, okay, we have someone coming from the NFL, situational football, understands to like get these players to learn how to win and not lose games, this whole big thing that we've been talking about. And it's just been the opposite. It's just been week after week after week going up big and learning new ways to lose. And it's just
he said that in the press conference.
Yeah.
He touched on both of those. He touched on the inability for situational football, and he touched on the inability to like teach these kids like how to win or not lose, however he framed it. Like however you want to frame it.
That's what I asked him last week against after the Stanford loss was, because he talked about this in the offseason. Like, we got to make these kids learn how to not lose games before they learn how to win. But it's like, bro, we've been learning how to lose. We've been knowing how to lose for a very long time. We need to get finally to the point, that next level, to where we actually are winning games and learning how to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me like we're just getting better at learning how to lose. Like, we're going the wrong way here. Like,
yeah. And it's like and for me personally, like I'm watching everyone who anointed Dylan Larnigan as the next best thing since Matt Ryan, and all of a sudden he sucks, and we got to get like. I'm curious as to like where that turnaround came from. I read someone else like, it's just to play devil's advocate. To be fair, like, we did replace Tommy and go off last. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna have a quarterback who doesn't play well for 4 or 5 games and just move on and hope that Grayson James is just gonna come in and do what he did last year.
But the quarterback thing, I think we knew, like we just talked about this before they made the decision. Like, Grayson James is like going to be like low ceiling, high floor kind of guy. Like maybe like he's a steady hand, whereas Lonergan, on the other hand, is like high ceiling, which we've seen. We've seen him throw for 350 yards or whatever in those first 2 weeks, and we've seen the low floor. Look at those 2 turnovers last game. Like we see that from, like, obviously he's like inexperienced. Like, this is what we expected, and I think the growing pains there are just way harsher than we thought. I mean, who knows? Maybe like the lumps he's taking now will be good for him in the next.
I'll say
have him. Like, I hope so.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't learn like how to not lose or whatever Bill O'Brien said, then I mean, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If you're not teaching the right things, it doesn't matter.
On Jack's note there, though, can I just say, like, objectively, I do think obviously Dylan is the right move to continue to develop, and also like I think people needed to pump the brakes after he had a really good performance against Florida and a really good performance against Michigan State. Like, first year still, he's gonna make these mistakes, which is another reason why I've been saying, like, you got to put him in better positions. You can't be putting him out there like he's like a 3-4 year starter. But then also, like, let's also pump the brakes as fans, because like like you brought up, Brett, Matt Ryan, his first year, not that great. He had a bunch of interceptions.
Yeah.
And he really only came into form his junior and senior year. So it really took him to the senior year to fully develop to truly who he was. So I think people, definitely need to pump the brakes on that. But I mean, comes down to coaches and putting them in those situations, man. It's like, we got to put them in better situations. If you got a hot back, ride the back. Like, we just got to do the simple things right. So I think he's got to, instead of telling these players and learn how to not lose games, he's also got to tell his coaches, like, how to not lose games. Like, let's do the simple things that's going to get that W at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because it's like those little things. And like, I also hate when it's like, oh, well, we're 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns away from being 4-0. It's like, but you're fucking not.
That's just more evidence to what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You had every opportunity and all the talent in the world to be 4-0, but you're not. That's the thing. It's not like this team is bad. It's not like that 3-9 team we didn't have an offensive line. We have an offensive line. We have a really talented secondary. We have talented wide receivers. We have talented backs. We have a talented quarterback. So why are you 1-3? Like, it's more evidence to what are the coaches doing? What is this program doing to get the W? Because at the end of the day, they could have won all these games and they lost all these games.
My other thing too is I was very not skeptical. I was like worried about the running game, right? Like, I was worried about us being able to run the ball and if our offensive line was any good. And then Turbo Richards goes out and rushes for 170, and it's like, okay, we can run the ball like that. That's not an issue. And what really kills me, it's like, I get if your running back is like really bad and it's just like your quarterback's not playing well, no one's playing good, and it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But it's like you had the running game right there to more or less save you. Like it was right there for the taking. All they had to do was just feature Turbo more. It was right there for them. And they just kept going to the pass game, and it wasn't working. I mean, it's not even like it hit a lull or anything. It wasn't working. Like, I mean, it worked on the first drive, but other than that, like they really struggled.
Yeah, one thing that I think it's like looking at the tweet we have on the screen here. I think back to some of those games like Mizzou. We had great first drive and like a fluky kind of pass to Reed Harris where he scored. Like Bill O'Brien seems to have like the perfect script. He's a script for that first drive where they're going to nail it. They nailed it yesterday. And then he just doesn't seem to want to adjust. Like we've talked about like, oh, Bill O'Brien, like talking about, Castellanos last year, how he doesn't fit Bill O'Brien's system. Like Bill O'Brien needs that kind of pocket passing quarterback. Like, is he too stuck in his ways? Like, is he not willing to adjust, like to personnel or to like?
That's a good question.
Like, kind of seems like he's not. Like he wants to like pass, pocket passer. I have it. Like, let's just do it. Let's go.
Yeah,
and
the adjustments.
He just doesn't. Like he's been coaching for 30 years. He's seen coach probably thousands of football games. He's like, of course, he's gonna have like he's gonna know like, okay, this cornerback's weak. If he bites here, you go here, whatever, on the first drive. But like when they adjust to you, how are you gonna respond? And he just doesn't have that response at all.
That's a really good point you bring up too, because if you look at every single one of those games, they were up. Like they probably scored on their opening drive, probably on all five of them.
UVA, I remember, like they were nails. They looked so good the first few drives.
Tommy was like 10 of 10.
Yeah, Stanford. Yeah, another example. Like first drive, first two drives look great, and then
the adjustments have been horrible.
The opening drive.
The adjustments from coaches not good. I'm glad you brought that up, Jack, because like, and you know what? I'll say this. This might be a credit to Bill. Like I think maybe as BC fans, we have just way more experience with losing than he does. Because I think at this point, we've seen every single way that this program has lost over the last couple of decades. And like, it's just funny to me that, under Hafley, the whole big thing was, oh, we can't start off the game. Remember this, guys? We can't start the game off well. We can't get that opening drive.
Yeah.
We can't get a lead at the beginning of the game.
They were about that. And then almost come back. Yeah.
And now it's like we have these leads and we can't find ways to not get them to keep them. So it's like BC fans hilariously have just found every single pain point in the football fandom that's possible. And so when a coach comes up to us and says, "Oh, I didn't know what the situation is," like, well, us as BC fans have seen this like 5 times. We've seen this situation and how they could lose this game 5 different times. So you can't tell us that you didn't know what was going on or that it's refs or all this stuff, because we're just going to be like, we've heard all this before. We've seen all this before. Like, there's not a way we could lose that we possibly haven't seen, and we've seen it multiple times at this point. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that's where it just, at least from fans, I feel like the main point of frustration is we've seen this all for so long, and just hilariously now we're finding just new ways to find ourselves in just really rough situations.
Do you think from here, are they, and this is just, whatever kind of gut feeling type of shit, do you think that they're able to right the ship and like kind of, I don't know, whatever, like I got the right word, are they able to salvage this season, or is the bottom, or like we just gonna watch the bottom completely fall out and like they're gonna lose to Pitt by 40? You know what I mean? Like, well,
I mean, what does salvaging the season mean? Does that mean going 6-6? And
you got to go to a bowl to salvage, and that's going to be hard. So, like, to me, we can all agree on this.
Hold on. I got a surprise for you guys. Here you go. Bang! We have AJ Black locked on.
Wow.
Here.
Oh my God. We got the full ranting crew now. Here we go.
AJ, I just asked them, and I'll pose the question to you as well.
Sure.
So, do you think from here, are they able to salvage this season, or does the bottom just kind of fall out from here?
I don't think they're going to bottom out, but I don't think they're going to salvage the season. I don't think like I see people like 2-10 stuff like that. Like I think Bill stopped them from making the stupid mistakes that's just killing them every single week. They'll figure out a couple wins there. Mm-hmm. I don't see them getting to 6 wins though. There's too many issues there. There's they're as he keeps saying too, like they're finding ways to lose. They're not finding ways to win. And I don't see how they fix that. There's problems on this team that you can yell and scream about, but like how are they going to fix it? Like they don't have enough talent on edge. Like none of these guys are doing anything. Like you have to blitz and blitz and blitz and blitz and blitz, and teams are figuring out how to get around it. And it's exposing your kind of mediocre, very injury banged up secondary. Like I don't know how they fix any of that. Like you don't have a guy on defense, and that's not going to fix anything. The offense, we saw what Lonigan looked like for a game and a half against Michigan State and Stanford, and the dink and dunk crap is just they got to figure out a way to like push that a little bit more because they cannot throw wheel routes an entire game. It's just going to happen, and that's all they were doing yesterday. I feel like
that's exactly my answer too, Brett. Is that the only way to salvage the season? The only way to salvage the season is to go to a bowl, and it doesn't look like there's any way they're going to a bowl based on the first 4 games. So,
can you see this defense? Like, look at some of the teams you're playing against, like Louisville with Isaac Brown and Notre Dame with Jeremiah Love. These guys are going to run for 200 yards on this defense. It's
At
just,
least.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love is like he's had a quiet year, but he is really, really good. And they don't have a guy to stop him. I don't see it happening.
And AJ, just like you just said, there's no leader on defense. Like we thought that was going to be KP Price this year. Like to me, like the biggest letdown of this team has been the secondary. Like this talented secondary. We said going into the offseason, like how much talent they brought back, all that, like where they haven't shown up at all. And KP Price hasn't had a good game all season. Like where do they go from here? It's like kind of it's a rough situation.
If you want to really like torture yourself, watch the Mason Mini touchdown catch. Watch what Omar Thornton's doing on that play. I have no clue what he was doing. He looked like he was running in circles. Like he had no idea where he was supposed to be.
Yeah, I have not gotten myself to be able to watch the film yet.
I just watched the clip of it, and it was
me too. Me too. Like and it was Omar Thornton, and you even said it in the box. You're like, what was he even like doing? What was that?
There's confusions all over the place with them. Like they just but O'Brien had to call timeout at one point because I think it was Cam Martinez was just like yelling and waving his arms around. He had no idea what was going on. Communication's a big issue with them right now.
Because they had someone who was like out in pass coverage that should not have been, correct?
Yeah.
I
forget Hutchins, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, but they had a burner time out there, and they're just out of sorts. And that's why I don't really I can't stand the fire Tim Lewis people. I'm like, what do you want him to do?
Yep. Yeah,
like it's very realistic. Like, what do you want him to accomplish here?
Exactly. Like he's trying, like he's throwing as much against the wall to see what he can get done, and you just don't have the bullets in the chamber right now. Like we got to call it what it is. Like O'Brien whiffed in the portal. Like look at all the guys that he brought in. Like Jason Hewitt is not playing at all. Ty Lockwood is not playing at all. Onyé Nuisi plays sort of. Chuck Nato doesn't play at all. Mekhi Byerson, he's more of a project further down the road. Chris Marabel's been fine. I'm not going to – actually, I don't even think he played a lot yesterday. I don't know what happened with him. But, like, you had big needs, and none of these guys are doing – I mean, VJ Wilkins played 2 snaps yesterday. 2.
Yeah.
And that was with Jaden Skeet out. They chose to go with Dawson Pugh instead, and he played 2 snaps. I don't
There's
know.
so many-
I don't know if he's gonna have to figure out how to adjust to that because you cannot do what you just did this year with the portal.
The portal both seasons so far, he's worked on the portal, and like
Yep.
I think the other thing too is though like there's so many frustrating things about the season, this team, but like the biggest thing is that there is some good talent on this team, and there's
100%.
a lot of depth on this team,
Mhm.
and you see it. The worst part about this is that you see flashes of how efficient and how good they can be on offense. You see how they can stuff, the defense can stuff on 4th and 1
Mhm.
multiple times in the game. So you can see how much talent and how good they can be. And then they just have these plays or these interceptions or these breaks on coverages. Like it's like, where do you go from there? It's like, it's one thing to just have a bad team and to be like, this is a bad team. It's another thing to we have a really talented team and a lot of depth, and we're just finding the most insane ways to just blow coverages, to get picked off, to fumble the ball. It's just it's been one of the more frustrating first 4 games of the season I've ever been a part of. And we've been a part of a few frustrating seasons, I'd say, guys.
For sure.
Mhm.
I brought it up earlier, and it just brings it back to me. It's like, Turbo Richards has 170 yards yesterday on 16 carries. That should have easily been a 30 carry game. Like, I'm sorry. Like, they should have just absolutely just stuffed the ball down his throat till he couldn't even run anymore. And then Jordan McDonald should have had 10, 15 carries himself. Like, that should have been that should have just been they should have really channeled their Steve Adazio and just run the ball. And to Mac's point, Mac brought up a good point earlier, and Jack was the one who, I don't want to give Mac Jack's credit, but
Yeah, come on.
Jack brought up the point
Yeah.
that he's
Jack's the only one that's been right the whole season, by the way. So
first of all,
I've been
first of
so
all,
wrong
like,
this whole season.
Yeah, I overestimated too. I said 6-6. So
let's
Yeah.
point that out, that Jack has been the only one who's been even remotely close.
Yeah.
But to that point, Jack brought up a good point earlier that Bill O'Brien's very scripted and very, like, it's almost like he is so stuck in his ways. He wants to win and he wants to do it his way. He's not gonna make those adjustments, those like running adjustments, and he wants to throw. Like, that's his thing, which I get. But it's like, at what point do you realize, hey, like, we're having an off week, we're having an off day, maybe we have to utilize the run more? And it was the running game was perfectly capable of upholding them yesterday.
Oh, totally. What was it in the 4th quarter when they had like 3rd and 3 and they threw another wheel route, and I was like, what are you doing? Like
that
you
had
Turbo, just run him
Thank
twice. You're gonna get 3
you.
yards if you do it twice. I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't seem that hard, but
It does seem like that a little bit, though, Brett, for bringing that up. Like, AJ, Brett, you're Pats fans. We remember obviously the Seahawks game, and the post game of that was Pete Carroll. Why he threw that ball to Malcolm Butler was because there was a little bit of ego there. He wanted to have his quarterback make that final play. I don't know, maybe I'm overreaching here, but it did feel like a little bit like, okay, we're going to have Lonergan, a first-year starter, drop back in that situation. Like, and apparently you don't even know what's going on. So, like, why are we doing that? I don't know. That's kind of my call out as far as that ending series.
With a touchdown, or not touchdown, I wish it was a touchdown, with a timeout in your pocket too.
Same situation.
And AJ, we talked about this a little earlier, but with his quote talking about, like, oh, there was a lot of stuff going on. It's situational football. Like, you have to like know what's going on. You have to know what's going on, and you can't be overwhelmed. You can't be overwhelmed with 20 seconds left and the ball on the 5. Like, you have to know, like, okay, we're going here. This is how we're going to do it. Go execute.
Yep. Yeah. And that's why the offensive coordinator's there. That's why they're calling the plays. They should know that.
Right. And I hate being like a coordinator basher or a play call scrutinizer, but it's like, you just brought it up, like the third and 3, and they're running a wheel route. It's like, you have to have the awareness to know to just run you have a white hot running back. Mm-hmm. He wasn't even hot. He was white hot. He was unfreaking stoppable.
And you finally got your run blocking going. You have not been able to get that going all year. You did a good job, and like credit to them again. They did a good job of mismatching that offensive line and getting Robert Smith completely out of nowhere in there, and he did fine. And then all of a sudden now you're going back to the wheel route, which if you were watching from where we're watching, they were cheating on that a lot because they knew it was coming. Like BC caught them early with a few times, but they go to that play a lot, and defenses are starting to figure out what's coming up with that, and they're leaving it like sort of uncovered, but they have the linebacker just waiting on it, and they've got some. I mean, Cal had some fast linebackers, and they just waited. Yeah. They waited for Turbo to get it, and then just flew to him and knew that was coming. And like, just you don't need to. They are overcomplicating things. Just run the ball down their throat and get your first down, and just keep that drive rolling. I don't know.
I noticed it when on their first chunk yardage on it when Turbo came out the backfield and got the wheel route. And then the very next drive, they did it to him again. And it was like, oh shit, like he's wide open. And then they tackled him right at the line of scrimmage because they adjusted to it, right? Then that was like the first quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just brutal stuff, guys, to be honest. Like I understand, like, you're trying to find like positives like going forward and stuff. Like it's just such little evidence of that. Like there's only so many times you can talk about the same thing. It's like you have so much talent. You thought you had like the right coaches, and I think they still do have the right coaches, but like it's just now been weeks and weeks of like, again, we've been used to this. BC finding new ways to lose the game, but it's like now it's like with everything on the line, and I've talked about this. This is my massive perspective going into the season, how Boston, BC needs to really place themselves well this year, especially in the next years to come, if you're going to not get left behind. When it comes to college football, the landscape, the ACC looks a little like rough this year. What's going to happen to the conference? Like, and you're losing to Stanford and Cal, like two newbies in the conference, two West Coast teams. You're going after a bye week at home with a sold out stadium. You can't even win that for your fans. Like, talk about not getting the city of Boston behind. Like, we're not even getting diehard Boston college fans to get behind this team. So it's just in a really dire situation right now, and it's tough to figure out where you kind of go from here because we only can go off these performances on Saturdays, and it's just been brutal to watch.
Mac, I think the diehard Boston college fan is going extinct actually, because I was hearing there were rumblings of people leaving at halftime when we were up 17-14 or whatever. So yeah, I mean, and I don't know, they're probably not coming back after that game, seriously. But yeah, not exactly the most all-inspiring performance yesterday. So,
and it's like you can't really blame people. Like it's almost like we BC has kind of continued to like get their opportunity to put themselves in a conversation to get more fans, and every single time they just like throw up all over them. Like yesterday was a perfect example. Packed house, and I mean, AJ, you were there too. I wouldn't say that it wasn't predominantly Cal fans in there.
Nope. Yeah,
they had they had that little that corner section. That was it.
Yeah, they weren't all that loud. I mean, we've seen like Michigan State and stuff like that have bigger fan bases there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was a quiet crowd, and obviously because BC didn't really give them much to cheer for, but by this, as Jack was just saying, like second half, and I don't know if that was just home, parents' weekend and everyone.
Yeah, it was parents' weekend, so I don't know.
Yeah,
dinner reservations in the North End or whatever, but
yeah,
I know that's been a tradition, but
yeah,
but even with like all of that, it just I guess like the responses from coach they're not good. Like and I think his press conference was only like 3 or 4 minutes yesterday.
Yep,
it was quick.
It's frustrating. It was the first post-game press conference I missed too, and I just felt like first off, I don't know, the questions were whatever the questions, but like just the responses though, like I don't know, not knowing what's going on, admitting you don't know what's going on, Well, at least he took ownership in admitting that. But then, like, for a guy that's supposed to be all about the situational football, that's a rough thing for fans to hear after a game. And then again, to
Uh-oh.
Oh God, no. Unserious program, unserious podcast. His Wi-Fi is low.
The funny thing is Max. Oh, you're
this is
good.
where we're at, folks.
I thought,
Yeah,
I
you're
thought,
back, you're back.
I thought he was gonna like come back in and just keep talking like.
They're so unserious, man. The serious program, the serious podcast. This is where we're at. It's fine.
What kind of like does it for me too, and I've like kind of had to force myself to log offline for a while because it's like now we're talking like, and it's like a few specific people. We all know who they are, but now we're like calling for benching Dylan Larnaghan. It's like, can we be any like less serious of a fan base?
Yeah. AJ, I'm curious for your thoughts about this because we were kind of discussing this earlier. Maybe it's good for Dylan to get these lumps, these like experiences under quarterback. We've talked about this before, how like, Grayson James kind of like lower ceiling, higher floor kind of option, where with Lonergan you're seeing like some high highs, 390 against Michigan State, some low lows you saw down the stretch last game. What's your kind of stance on how this kind of sets Lonergan up, given that he has 2 years? 2 years going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I am on the keep him in. You have to.
Mhm.
He's good.
Yeah.
Like the season is already feeling it's already falling apart. Like let him figure it out. Like if he's your quarterback for the next 2 years, he needs to have that opportunity. And I would. You're right, Jack. I don't know if like you put Grayson James in there, maybe he would win you a few of these games because he's, that last play. Who knows if he could have just scrambled out and scored because he had that ability to do that kind of stuff. But I still. It's so reactive, and it feels like SEC football if you would do that. Like, right? Like, yeah, he has a bad game, rip him right off, and then like to totally kill his mojo there. But like, Dylan, I also, you guys are seeing all the overreactions. For me, I'll tell you right now, after a loss, I stay the hell off of social media. I don't care. Like, I don't need to hear any of it. Like, people just have some of the most over the top reactions, and that's fine. That's what college football is all about, right? Like, I'm not blaming you for having that. I just don't care to read about it. But like benching Lonergan, firing Bill O'Brien, firing every coach that you can think of. You're gonna lose every recruit. You're gonna, they're going on and on and on and on, and it's just like, okay, fine. But like the fact of the matter is, like, you've played like crap for the last 4 games or 3 games, excuse me. But you're like 3 really bad decisions away from being 4-0. Like you can figure it. Like. There's still a chance. There's still a chance you can figure something out. Like, think about if you beat Clemson. Like, Clemson's playing like crap too. And yeah, you probably won't, but it's still a potential. Like, maybe you get Crouch back and like you actually have a linebacker back there. Like, no knock on Bryce Steele, like great story, but like we need Bam back. And like Amari Jackson, who was walking around, he didn't have like a brace or anything on. So I don't know obviously not going to talk about it, but like, maybe he'll be back. Who knows? He didn't look like, he's not walking around with a boot or anything like that or a cast or anything. So maybe he'll be back. But like, if you get a couple guys like that back, maybe that's just a little spark that you need to get your defense back in the right spot. I don't know. It's frustrating to see and hear, and I get it. Like BC fans, like I'm with you. Like it's been 15 years and it's still going on and on and on and on. Yeah. And yeah. I don't know. It's part of it is it's a rebuild. Like people don't want to hear this either, but it's second year. It is technically a rebuilding process in a lot of these programs. We don't have the finances, and that's hopefully Father Jack jumps in and does something. But other programs just throw money at the problem and hope that they can fix it. BC doesn't do that, and that's a big issue, right? Like you're a developmental program; it's going to take you a while. They don't have the guns right now to do it.
Yeah, I think that's where people are at. It's like when you lose for 15 years, it's like I don't think there is any way after a loss like that to healthfully express that. To be honest, like like at the end of the day, it's not going to come out the right way, and it's not going to be the good criticism. It's not going to be like, oh, Bill, do this next time so we can win. Like it's going to be, and understandably, it's like it's just going to come out brutally. And I think that's just where we're at. I don't know if there's anything we can either take from that out of a value to like move forward with. But yeah, I think, yeah, you have to just maybe from a media perspective, you're just looking at what actually can they do. I mean, I agree with you, AJ. Like the coaches, I think have great opportunity to like figure this out because you are in 3 of those games. And if you do things the right way, you should have won those games. Now going forward, you're thinking, okay, not only do you have to do that this season, but then, yeah, you got to get Father Jack to come in here. You got to give more money to the program. You got to get BC and administration and the school to start marketing this team to the city of Boston. You got to start getting like, you know, you have to raise the bar on all these different things. So like, again, I think I think you have to look at this objectively. Okay, the next level thing, maybe a year too early, or maybe a year or two too early. But like, what can we do now? I guess that's where we're at. That's the most objective way to kind of look at it, I guess. But yeah, for fans, I don't think there is any objective way to look at it. You're just pissed off.
Great. As you should be.
And rightfully so, because it has been a crap show, to say the least.
Yeah.
I think it's actually like I think it's like an extra salt in the wound when it's like Stanford and Cal back to back, like the 2 newbies, and you lose to both of them. I mean, I don't want to like Cal's 4-1, so it's not, they're no slouch, but you know, you should have beat Stanford. And then, I mean, Cal at home, you know, and that's the other thing. And I talked about this yesterday. It's like, I don't want to hear the travel excuse for Stanford anymore. Like the travel excuse for me is just kind of dumb when Cal came to your house and beat you, you know, but it also kind of stinks at the same time that kickoff was 3:30. So it was basically like a noontime kick for them. Like, and the weather was super nice yesterday. Like the weather, like it was like kind of toasty yesterday, which I was hoping for like a little bit of a chill in the air to throw them off a little bit, but none of the potential advantages that we could have received, we didn't get any of them. Like nothing was going our way for that sense. And it's just, you know, it's unfortunate the way it shook out. What's up?
You bring up the 2 West Coast teams. Like I know we went on a little bit of a rant post game last night, and like this is something that like was frustrating for me, was that, or not just frustrating, but really revealing to where the program is. Like for the last 3 games, I wrote in my previews that I think both of the teams, whether it was Michigan State, whether it was Stanford, whether it was Cal, were pretty mirror images of programs that are like building, like we're coming up. Like you had Michigan State also had its 2nd-year coach, and like it was a competition between which coach is winning, like which coach is doing better at building their program. BC loses. Then you have Stanford, who also lost a lot of guys, is a new coach. You have, you know, Andrew Luck coming in here, like really trying to rebuild that whole program. They end up winning. You have Cal now, who also very similar team in a pro sports, you know, city, you know, doesn't have that big of a diehard fandom, like is trying to get money for its program. You know, lost a lot of guys, has a new freshman.
They were gutted in the portal.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But like you have very similar teams and coaches, like in similar, like a legit competition, and you end up losing all 3 of those games. That's what's just super frustrating, because it's just a revealing more about this can be done. You're seeing all these other programs at similar levels, similar challenges. They're able to do it and pull it off. And then Boston College is left there, you know, licking their wounds.
Can you imagine if they still had Fernando Mendoza and Jaden Knott, the 2 guys?
God.
Fernando Mendoza is going to be the number 1 draft pick at this point. And that was their quarterback last year, and
he's killing it.
Yeah, this would have been a mess, bigger mess than what we just had. But
yeah,
it's so frustrating because these, especially Stanford and Cal, you watch them and you're going, these aren't really good teams, and they're still kicking.
Right.
Like they're not good. Like you know, they're all jumping around and screaming and hooting and hollering, but it's like they're not good. Like
these are bottom tier ACC teams.
Yeah. Cal shot themselves in the foot multiple times last night. We're trying to let you back in the game, and you still couldn't do it. And Stanford, I mean, BC handed them the game. So, like that's the frustrating part because, as I said on my show for months, like September was supposed to be the big month for BC. Like you stack up some wins, you get yourself going, then you get into the teeth of that schedule when you're playing Clemson, Louisville, even Pitt, and you're like, okay, maybe you can swallow a few losses there. That's going to be okay. But the fact that you've already lost all these games and now you're going into the teeth of your schedule, that's the part that's really scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily for them,
It's
the teeth of the schedule has minimized a little bit because all of those teams don't look as daunting as they did before the season.
Sure.
But you don't look great either. So
Yeah. No, that we said that all through the preseason. That was the easiest third of your schedule for those first 4 games. And we're thinking, man, they have a real chance of going 3-1. They have a chance of even going 4-0. And then look, we're 1-3 here. And as much as I agree, Clemson, Notre Dame don't look as scary. They still have all that talent. And you're just like, now 7 games left in this stretch here that we have to play without a bye against 3 playoff teams. Georgia Tech's probably going to be a playoff team, so really 4 playoff teams. It's just,
And
it looks really scary, to be honest.
Next game doesn't look too favorable either. Pitt's a good team.
Bills won 1 road game in the last year.
Florida State, right?
That's it.
His very first game.
Yeah, he had 3 months to prepare for it or whatever. And then, jeez. Is there a line on that Pitt game, Brett? I was looking earlier. I didn't see one.
AJ would be the guy to know that.
6.5. Yeah, 6.5
right.
for Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
That seems about right.
Pitt's not that. I don't think Pitt's that good either. But
yeah, but we don't play them well there. I don't.
Yeah.
Steelers
I don't
Stadium.
feel good about it.
Yeah, the last game we played there was the one that Kari Johnson missiled himself into another player. The most blatant, the most blatant targeting I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's gonna be a textbook when we're training refs.
No.
Castle House crapped himself in that game too, I think.
Yeah.
He did.
Yep.
But I mean, they just played Louisville tough yesterday. I mean, obviously they lost, but they played them tough. They were winning in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
So
you know what? I gotta say, on the most positive note of this podcast, AJ, the background is looking great.
Oh, thank you.
By the way,
I've been working on I've been working on adding to it. I was tired of like the static background screen, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to jazz this up and piss my wife off at the same time. So
I love the neon. The neon sounds great.
Yeah, she's like, this is like the front entrance to her house. So every time anyone walks in, they see all my pieces crap everywhere, and she's
That's
like,
great.
My mother-in-law is like, are you gonna make him take that down? She's like, no, it's part of his job. So
yeah, she's like, they're 1-3, right? You guys know that.
Yeah.
You should see how warped my family is now. I have my 4-year-old today going, Bill O'Brien says lots of bad words. I'm like, yes, she does. Because they're showing him on the screen last night, apparently, and he's blah, 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 doing all the screaming and stuff. And she's 4 and she can figure out what he's saying. And so, BC football has completely warped my house. So,
you're like, do not repeat those words, honey.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say those.
Nope.
It is like I think it's warped all. I think it's warped all of us, our families, our loved ones, our friends. It just,
nothing beats going to like a day job or just a social event, knowing that you're a BC diehard when you're like 1-3 and have had to sit through this. Like even just covering the team, people know that I just like cover it, and they're like, wow, it's been a real bad start of the season. And it's like, oh God, do I have to talk about this again?
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Listen to my podcast. I'll talk about it there.
Yeah, seriously. I love when people like text me or whatever, message me, whatever, just like friends or whatever, and they're like, "Damn, like not looking so hot." I'm like, we're not. Yep. We are not looking hot. You are right about that.
Yep.
Damn. So I thought you said that this year was going to be different. Yeah, well, I was wrong. Been wrong.
Yeah. Listen, hope springs eternal every year, and we're wrong every time. So.
Yeah.
It's just like a broken clock is right twice a day. Like one of these years, we're going to be right. It has to be.
Yeah.
Like law of averages. Like there has to be a time where we rip off. like 8-5. Like that, it just has to come. It's not, or maybe it won't. I don't know.
I love the people that get mad at me for about my camp coverage, and they're like, you told us this guy was going to be good and this guy's going to be good. Look, yeah, I was wrong on a few things there, but Matt can tell you because he was there with me.
We were all wrong, AJ. By the way,
what was the one thing that we watched at camp and we're like, holy crud, this is going to be terrible? Kicking. Luca Lombardo looked terrible during camp, and he has been like the best player on this team.
He's nailed.
We were watching multiple practice session between him and Liam Connor where they were missing everything, and we're going, okay, this is bad. This is really bad. And now Luca Lombardo's hitting 50-yarders consistently. So
it makes no sense.
For the folks that get mad at me about camp stuff, look at Luca Lombardo. I don't even know how to explain what's going on there.
AJ, it's honestly gotten me to the point where I'm like, do I even trust my eyes anymore? Like, when I'm going to practice, I'm like, I've never been more wrong. Every one of my hot takes, like the secondary leading the ACC in interceptions again, Bill O'Brien not having a WTF loss, like going 9-3. I've never been more wrong in my whole life on anything. Like, just I don't know. I don't know what to say. Don't listen to me. Listen to Jack, I guess. Like, that's where we're at.
I was saying I was wrong
6
too.
and
I
6.
predicted 6-6, and it's looking closer to 4-8. But
but in like respect to that, you still were you're going to be the closest for a second year in a row.
Yeah. You know, I was looking through my notebook. I found people do like they list out the schedule. They do like best case, worst case, like likely case. I found mine in my worst case scenario column where I was going 3-9. One of my wins is Stanford, so we're already behind the 8 ball in that one. So
oh no.
Well, on the note of Jack being right, is there a hashtag the path to going 5-9 or getting 5 wins in the last 9 games? I should say, is there a path there?
I mean, I can pull up the schedule and we can.
The silence kind of spoke to that, I guess.
Yeah. I think UConn and Cuse are 2.
Yeah, Syracuse is real bad.
Syracuse, they lost
Cuse and
38-3.
Yeah,
Cuse and UConn has to be wins, right? And then you got to find 3 other wins.
I mean, it's as close to a have to be as we're gonna get, but I wouldn't say it has to be with our current.
No,
team.
I'm saying with the rest of the schedule, it has to be, not with the team.
I'm just messing. With you.
Oh my god!
All right, so
no. I mean,
so okay, so the next 3 games at Pitt, Clemson, UConn. How many of those games? 1, maybe 1-ish.
You have to beat Pitt and UConn to honestly win 5 games down this stretch. To be honest,
The Pat. If you're thinking about the Pat, I think you got to take 2 of those games.
Yeah, you got to beat Pitt. You got to beat UConn. Or
so Pitt. We're putting Pitt as a must-win. We are so screwed.
Oh, we're at that point. We're totally at that point, Brad.
Okay, so then beyond there, so we got at Louisville, Notre Dame, SMU. 0-3.
Got to beat SMU, I guess. You got to pull one of those off. You got to pull one of those off.
They're gonna have to do something crazy. I don't know.
You kind of need 2 huge upset wins to win 5 games in this last 9 games. Like you got to beat like a Clemson or something. You got to beat Clemson, I think, to get the 5 wins.
All right, so you'd have to beat Clemson, UConn, SMU, Syracuse, and then Pitt, or get like a little bit crazy and beat Georgia Tech.
You're not beating Georgia Tech. I'll tell you that right now.
I think you need Louisville before Georgia Tech.
All right, so are we getting wild and beating Louisville in Louisville? No.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the ACC standings right now. Clemson's right at the bottom with us at 0-2 in the conference, 1-3 overall.
Which makes me even more worried about us potentially upsetting them, because that makes it even more unlikely, I feel like. But
it's gonna be cake. It's gonna be the Cade Klubnik get right game against us. Like
that's what I've been thinking too.
Yeah,
those 2 wide receivers they got are just too good. I don't know. Like you're gonna put Isaiah Ferris out there on them?
Yeah. I love how we didn't even mention Notre Dame. I love that. It's not even.
Well, I'll tell you what,
even
Mac,
in the conversation.
I was thinking back to my senior year at BC, which is the 3-9 year in 22, and one of those wins was like away at NC
NC
State
State.
was ranked 16 at the time, so like it'd be pretty
That's true.
pretty BC to like go 4-8, but one of your wins is like against Notre Dame or something like that. But
Man, does this fan base needs that so bad, man. I'm telling you that. Yeah.
After looking at this, I feel way worse.
Didn't even brought it up. Yeah.
Because I was sitting here, okay, we're 1-3, but there's still 9. I was thinking like 6-6 is still, although not likely, but it's still possible. Now I leave the conversation, think that it's next to it's virtually impossible. Like we're not getting.
I mean, next week's a must win, and then you have UConn's a must win. And then either SMU, Notre Dame, or Clemson, one of those you have to beat. And then you have to beat Cuse. Yeah. I mean, there's no room for error. And all we've seen is error for the 4 games. So
I love how for the past 3 weeks, it's like, all right, this is the must win. This is the get right game. And then
Yeah, but it feels like the juice of like picking BC to win is, even for me, I'm like, I don't have it in me for this week. I'm not picking BC to beat Pitt.
I'm not either.
Me and Brett always fall for it, though. We fell for it this week again.
I think I picked them in Jack picked Cal, so credit to Jack. But
yeah, when Jack put his pick in, I was like, man, that feels so right. Why aren't we doing that?
31. I think I said 31-28 or something like that.
Fairly close.
Right there.
The one piece that it just keep going back to is not the penalties, which felt like a Halfley game, or the bad defense at points like the Mason Mini touchdown. I just keep flashing back, and I can't get it out of my head. Is Owen McGowan dropping that interception?
Oh my
God! That was in his hands. It was thrown to him in slow motion too. Yeah, he lobbed.
Yeah.
That's probably why he dropped it, because it was like,
it's like a changeup. Yeah,
he saw it.
I haven't
too long.
Knuckleball.
Yeah.
I
haven't even been able to go back and watch that.
Oh,
I haven't been able to bring myself to even rewatch that, because it's just gonna be painful.
It's horrible, dude. The second I saw that happen,
Reed Harris dropping it at the end, and the
Dropping
band's
the ball.
playing for Boston, and everyone's going crazy, and they're waving it off, and they're still playing, and it's like, oh my God, stop!
They did he? I haven't watched that. I haven't brought
Great
myself
BC
to
moment.
watch that replay either. He did actually drop it.
He
had it for like a second and a half, and it just.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's so funny, that interception, dude. Once you don't make that, it's like automatic in college football. If you don't make an easy interception, that team's going to score a touchdown, and then just boom, that's immediately what happened. So
yeah,
it's just, yep.
Yeah, especially like a 51 yarder over the top blown coverage right after a PI on 4th and 11. The 4th and 11 is the one that just absolutely drives me crazy insane. I cannot believe that they gave up. They did that penalty on that play. I cannot believe that. It was 4th down.
That was it.
And that was directly after the dropped interception, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah, it was earlier that drive, I think. Yeah.
And they were they were kind of dumb plays too. I know possibly Bill O'Brien was talking about that post game about the refs, but all those PIs and the way the ACC does it, it's pretty clear. There are questionable things.
He was ranting and raving about something on penalties and how he hated. First of all, he ripped the refs, which I'm sure he's going to.
And the clock. He was saying how the clock was running. He said something about that.
But something about shifting the defensive line and how they weren't clear on what it. He just went off on it. I have no idea what he was talking about.
Truly, I don't either. I don't think he knew either, because he said, he was like, and this thing, the shifting, and I don't know, the refs say this and the rule book says this, but I don't understand it. I'm like, well, then the players clearly don't understand if you don't, so I don't know what we're doing here. But yeah, that's frustrating.
It's like we said ad nauseum on this show. It's like they just continue to find new ways to lose. It's torture. I don't think there's any other way to do it than strictly saying it's torture. I
And can I bring this one thing up too, Brett? Like, because AJ, you mentioned how
Sure.
they kept going back to that wheel route thing. Like, what's going on with Dylan's like progression here? Because it seems like instead of expanding this playbook, we've gotten down to the same simple plays. And like when you go to the same plays, the defense has got to know like we're not like I don't understand with the play calling why they continue to just go to the same things. Like where are the screen passes? Where's the like going like looking down the field? Where's again handing off to the hot back? Like your thoughts on that? Because it seems to me like we've hit a wall as far as the creative nature of the play calling and expanding that play call for Dylan.
It definitely seems like it tightens up. I don't know what the deal with that is.
Yeah.
Like he feels like he's like the play calling feels tight. Like it's like
Yeah.
you're not expanding. You're not like you know they would take a risk here and there, but like as you're saying, like it feels like it's always back to the wheel route, always to the wheel route. And, you know, if you go back last year, I think the halfback screen and like the screen passes are not a huge thing with Lawing. It's never been. He'll do it, but it's not like a big thing. So that's why they go with the wheel route instead. But you know, I agree. Like you got to be able to you need to try to get further downfield. And I don't know if it's like because of pass protection, if they don't trust their offensive line to hold long enough. But they seem fine. Like if you look at like their Pro Football Focus grades, they're all doing okay there. And then Larnigan's playing a pretty clean pocket all the time. So if that's the case, let him like, you know, stretch it just a little bit. Even if you just stretch it just a bit with some of the like the length of these passes, it's going to make everything else more effective. So I hate that that's kind of where they're at. You know, and when they're going deeper, he's hitting he's hitting those shots most of the time, but it's tough because this is, you know, Larnigan's now in that like he's hitting the hard spot of his career where it's like you started off hot, now you're kind of, you know, having a bit of the growing pains. The staff needs to figure out how to like make it easier for him because right now he looks like he's struggling. So because I mean those three interceptions he's thrown in the last 2 weeks have been ugly. Like and you mentioned, you know, like we were talking about like Pitt. Like, what is it? 2 of them have at least been to linebackers. You're playing an all-American linebacker, Kyle Lewis, next week. This guy is nasty. And, like, he's going to be all over Larnigan, and he's going to know and sniff out things. Like, you got to be smarter with that and get the ball over his head because otherwise he's going to make a big play on you.
True that.
I'm watching the condensed thing right now. They don't show the almost interception. It just goes like straight to the touchdown. But I have the it's so bad. Reed Harris was wide open on that last play at the 5-yard. He was wide open.
Yep.
He would have walked right in the end zone.
And again, I think you just put your first year quarterback in a very tough situation though to make all those reads in that situation. But
for sure.
Again, it was the wrong decision, not gonna lie. It was on him.
No, of course. It's painful. It's painful to watch back and you're like, he was right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they
if you don't see it, just throw the ball away. If you don't see it, just throw it into the
Oh yeah, because even he was looking at Chudzinski or whatever the heck his name is, and he was double covered as it was, and then he didn't see the linebacker right there that, you know, kind of went back too. So I mean, triple coverage, I guess, but he was trying to kind of split it. Did we lose Jack?
He said he had to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll wrap up here soon. But he tried to split him and the linebackers right there, but it's just so painful to see that Reed Harris was right there again. Wide open.
I'm sorry, Brett, too. I know Reed's your guy, dude, and you know, it's just
it happens.
That's what it is.
Like
that's what it is, man. It stinks that
it shouldn't have got to that point if we're being like
no, absolutely not.
Honest. Like it shouldn't have come down to that.
You had like Turbo Richard, who had a horrible game against Stanford, come back and have the absolute biggest redemption game. But then you have like Reed Harris, who had like a really amazing game, and then like he makes a mistake this game. It's like there's just always something else. Like the thing that was horrible redeems itself, but the thing that was great falls apart the next game. It's like you never have it all together at once. And I feel like we've had, like it's been so long since we've had it all together at once. Like, when is it going to be beautiful, Adazio? When is it going to be beautiful? Like, it's just like you're just sitting there as a fan. Like, I don't know if that day's coming. That's how it feels. But yeah,
13 total points in the second half against Michigan State, Stanford, and Cal. Ouch. That's it. That's it right there.
Oh wow, AJ. Yeah, the second half
13 points, and 7 of them yesterday.
And 7 of them came on one play.
Turbo. Yep. So it's 6 other than that.
That's just getting out coached, though. That is like brutal halftime adjustments, man.
Mm-hmm.
Any other final thoughts before we wrap up here? That's the perfect sour note to end on, I think.
Yeah, we knew going into this it wasn't going to be a hopeful podcast, obviously. So thanks, AJ, for coming on and joining the rant, I would say.
Of course. I love to rant and rave. It's my part of the fun of doing this. It wouldn't be I would be like the fans I've checked out if I didn't get a chance to just do this all the time, you know?
Yes, I think.
We and Brett we were just talking about that last night on the call. We're like, man, we're too deep now. We have to just like, I guess, try to be that requisite to the fans. But yeah.
I keep saying to myself, once BC digs themselves out of this hole, my podcast will blow up even more. And then they just keep doing this. I'm like, well, I'm going to be stuck in this hole forever. So I'm there with them.
Yep. Totally. We're all in that purgatory.
That's exactly, it's, you know, and it's a little bit more personal for people like us. Cause it's like, we do have like a bit of a financial thing on it, right? It's like, you know, whether it's streams, whether it's merch, you know, whatever the case is, as when the team does well, that stuff expands, that the interest overall comes. And when they're not good, people check out and they're not as interested. And it affects us all.
We've heard, at least it helps that. We've never had the opportunity, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, not yet. We'll see. Yeah, and that brings it back to AJ. Once it does,
I've been told it helps the streaming, and
it'll all come together, and it will be beautiful. It will, guys.
One day, who knows when?
We'll all be sipping pina coladas in Bermuda, thanking national champion Bill O'Brien and his #1 ranked Boston College Eagles. As all our channels blow up and everyone watches us.
We'll be turning down offers from ESPN and CBS and all them because they'll all want us by then too. We'll be super. We'll be the hot. We'll be hot commodities. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Instead, I'm still covering this team, and I got my channel managers over at 247 like, would you like to cover someone else? I'm like, no, I'm fine staying at BC. Like, I'm not gonna go cover Michigan or they had a bunch of schools I could go be a writer for.
Yeah.
Like, nope, I'm happy where I am in my little hole covering Boston College.
It's our comfort hellhole.
Exactly.
And this is somehow punishment for any sort of bad deeds that we've done in the past. Mm-hmm. This is the punishment. We got to see it through. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I did this bad of things, but I guess I don't know.
I didn't either, but maybe in a past life we were all terrible people. Who knows?
No.
All right. Episode 37 in the books. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Thank you, AJ, for hopping on with us. Appreciate it as always.
Yeah, go check out his podcast, by the way. You probably all have if you're watching this. But Eagle Insider as well. Good stuff. Always. Thanks, AJ, he's a legend.
It's always I also would have to say to you guys, I don't think I could survive in that press box without you two. So like sometimes I know I get in my zone where I'm just like working really hard, but like I need you guys up there because otherwise it's
I need both of you too. Otherwise
Yeah. Mutual
I would
suffering
melt.
helps.
I'd melt down. I'd find a secluded bathroom somewhere and just bawl my eyes out or scream or something. So it's always good to have you guys there.
They push us all the way away from the other press people. Like we're all down. They're either with like the opposing team or like Brett. I was sitting next to someone from Dean College yesterday, who was great, and shout out to her. But like Dean College covering BC, I don't know what that was about. And then Mikey G, we gotta call it Mike Galtieri, who was up there too.
Mike Galtieri was there. Yep, he absolutely lightens the mood.
He's great. I had him on the pod this summer.
Oh man,
he's absolutely he's out of his mind. He's one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Mike G. If only we could just win, like he wants.
Hashtag just win. Yep.
Hashtag just win. I asked him about that yesterday. He's like, it's just the Raiders thing. He's like, it's just the Al Davis thing that it just like. He's like, it makes sense, doesn't it? I'm like,
it would make my daily podcast so much easier. Segment 1, just win. Segment 2, what are you gonna do? Just win.
Just win, baby. Just win, baby.
Mike's great.
Yeah, we before we wrap, Mac, we did miss you yesterday. It definitely wasn't the same without you. But
first game I missed and press conference I missed, but I'll be back in Boston this week. So
sweet.
There we go, folks. We'll be back covering whatever this is. I don't know what to call it anymore.
We'll see.
I'll see you. You going on Thursday, Mac? Or
yeah, I'll be at the Thursday practice, so I'll see you then, AJ.
I'll be there for that one, so I'll see you then.
Word.
From me to you to everyone in between, thank you for tuning in, and go Eagles.
Go Eagles, guys.
Go Eagles.